Hello everyone, welcome to my channel BNB CBS Gossip 24. Sheila's single future. Hope rushes to Deacon's defense. Hope Logan Spencer will play defense for Deacon Sharp on Thursday, April 9th, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, while Sheila Carter tries to figure out what comes next. Sheila has been attempting to persuade Deacon at home that they can move past everything that has transpired. Sheila is begging Deacon to reassure her that their marriage is not finished because it is obvious that she is desperate to keep Deacon and their union intact. Deacon won't be able to give Sheila what she wants to hear though. Sheila will eventually come to the conclusion that their relationship cannot be saved since Taylor Hayes is the woman Deacon loves and wants to spend the rest of his life with. Deacon will look for confirmation that Sheila won't go crazy and do something she would regret because Sheila will have to deal with her own solitary future instead. Sheila will acknowledge that she would prefer to go rather than harm anyone and run the chance of returning to prison because she is sure that she has changed. According to BNB spoilers, Hope will run across town to defend Deacon while Deacon and Sheila decide that divorce is their only option. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, might complain to Hope about Sheila frightening Taylor at her office and accuse Deacon of causing the chaos. Naturally, Hope is also rather worried about the threat, but she won't believe Taylor is solely to blame. Taylor shares some of the culpability for the events that have transpired because she was also involved in this romance with Deacon. Hope might ultimately contact Deacon and discover that Sheila has left him unharmed for the time being. In the upcoming episodes, Taylor will also be relieved, although she might still be concerned about Sheila's rage and potential retaliation schemes. Will Sheila be able to maintain her improved course? Will Deacon and Taylor truly be able to embrace their fresh start as a couple? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Deacon and Taylor will wish for the best, so stay tuned for more information about what lies ahead. Is Sheila's next potential love interest completely unsettling Steffi and Finn? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Carter will require some time to heal after Deacon Sharp selected Taylor Hayes. Sheila tries to keep her marriage intact, but it's obvious that Deacon has made up his mind and won't change it. Sheila will find it difficult to move past Deacon and the suffering he has given her. Sheila will be dealing with a devastating divorce blow even though she believed they would be together forever. Sheila might be able to process her emotions and let go if she has truly changed enough to refrain from venting her whole rage on Deacon and Taylor. Is it possible that Sheila will eventually find a new love interest who will enable her to go on with her life? Sheila is obviously difficult to deal with. For an 8-toed ex-convict with a history of heinous acts, there might not be many men in queue. The best course of action for Sheila would be to meet up with someone who knows her and may have previously interacted with her. The next man in her life would then be aware of what he's getting himself into. Once upon a time, Jack Finnegan had an affair with Sheila that led to the conception of John Finn Finnegan. The full truth about Finn's birth mother wasn't discovered until decades later as a result of Jack lying to Lee Finnegan about the child they were adopting. That hidden secret caused Jack and Lee's marriage to implode, and it has never been fixed. Perhaps Jack should play the BNB Gates game again with a different ex-lover. This could be a fantastic chance for Jack to re-enter Sheila's orbit because he typically seems depressed and lonely when he appears. It's possible that Sheila and Jack's previous spark will rekindle and cause them to sizzle again. You can bet that would ruin Sheila and Lee's friendship, but for drama's sake it might be worth it. Stranger things have happened on this show, but Finn and Steffi Forrester Finnegan would undoubtedly protest to Jack becoming entangled in Sheila's perverse web once more. Sheila and Jack might at least have a fling that results in some mayhem, even if they decide not to get serious. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila and several other characters may be in for some love shake-up news, so keep an eye out. Sheila faces a single future as Hope rushes to Deacon's defense. In Thursday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Carter must face a painful new reality regarding her future, while Hope Logan finds herself firmly in Deacon Sharp's pocket, highlighting emotional fallout and shifting allegiances. It is impossible to overlook the repercussions following the dramatic events earlier in the week. Trust is put to the test, relationships are strained, and some people fear that the repercussions are irreversible. Hope supports Deacon. Hope Logan has always had a complex but deeply ingrained connection to her father. Hope is the only person who is aware that Deacon Sharp hasn't always made the best decisions. She still has faith in his ability to change, though. Therefore, Hope doesn't hesitate when Deacon faces emotional and societal pressure. He comes to his aid. Hope makes it apparent that she sees the wider picture, regardless of whether others are doubting his judgment or criticizing his recent choices. She acknowledges Deacon's efforts to improve his life, and she won't allow one challenging turning point to overshadow those efforts. She is steadfast, composed, and firm in her support. However, there is some tension involved. From the viewpoint of a daughter, not everyone will agree with Hope's choice to support Deacon. Some would view Deacon's circumstances from the outside as the outcome of decisions he voluntarily took, especially his relationship with Sheila. The ensuing difficulties were scarcely surprising. Hope, however, takes a different tack. She is aware that partnerships don't always make sense. People don't fall in love because it's convenient or secure. The emotional fallout from those interactions might be just as serious as the risks that preceded them. Not everything is excused by Hope. She's opting for empathy. A Deacon at a crossroads. Deacon finds himself reflecting while Hope stands up for him. He did not make the choice to pursue a divorce from Sheila hastily. It was the result of growing strain, internal strife, and the realization that he would lose more by prolonging the connection than he would gain. However, this does not imply that the choice is clear-cut. A sense of loss permeates both the relationship and the future he once envisioned. Deacon thought he and Sheila could create a solid foundation. It's hard to let go of that belief. Hope's assistance is beneficial. However, it doesn't make up for the emotional burden he bears. Sheila deals with reality. Sheila Carter must confront a far harsher reality as Hope and Deacon find some solace in one another. Sheila finds the prospect of losing Deacon to be unsettling in addition to heartbreaking. In her life, he stood for something uncommon: acceptance without ongoing distrust. She enjoyed a form of normalcy with Deacon that has always seemed unattainable. That stability is now eroding. Sheila is also made to face the possibility that she might be alone once more for the first time in a long time. A pivotal moment for Sheila. The episode on Thursday takes a more grounded approach to examining Sheila's emotional state. Instead of swift reprisals or a dramatic escalation, there is a pause, a realization taking hold. The life she believed she was creating is no longer assured. The person she relied on is retreating. She doesn't necessarily accept it though. However, it does indicate that she feels it. This might be a pivotal time. It poses a crucial question. Will Sheila react thoughtfully or eventually revert to more comfortable habits? Various routes ahead. The contrast between the characters in this episode is what makes it so interesting. Hope decides to be sympathetic. Deacon decides to part ways. Sheila has to deal with uncertainty. The way each of them responds to the same circumstance will determine the course of events. For Hope, this has to do with forgiveness and family. Deacon views it as a matter of survival and boundaries. Sheila's focus is on loss and the aftermath. The effect of ripples. These advancements are not isolated. Others in Los Angeles are keeping a close eye on it. Relationships, views, and future disputes are often impacted by decisions such as these. How will Deacon's reputation among others change if he proceeds without Sheila? Will Hope's encouragement deepen their relationship or cause conflict with others who disagree? Above all, how will Sheila react when the initial shock subsides? What will happen next? While it doesn't offer all the answers, Thursday's episode lays the groundwork for future developments. Without Sheila, Deacon's future is unknown. Hope might play a bigger part in protecting him in the future. And the most important question of all is what Sheila will do next. Because even though she might only have one future to choose from, she still has options. Concluding remarks. The Bold and the Beautiful keeps delving into the characters' emotional complexity, particularly in relation to love, loyalty, and tough decisions. The episode on Thursday emphasizes how even the closest relationships may break down and how the fallout from those experiences can have equal significance to the actual events. An otherwise unpleasant circumstance is made more comfortable by Hope's assistance. Even if it is painful, Deacon's choice provides clarity. Additionally, viewers are reminded by Sheila's uncertain future that there is never a genuinely definitive conclusion in Los Angeles.